What up, paintball world? This is your guy, the Captain Prophet from Philly chapter. On us with K. Right here, I got Blackout from Assassins Alliance. Got my guy Zeus for the speedball community. What's up, fellas? How's
What's going
everything?
on? Everything good?
Uh, and this topic is going to be very. This topic is very deep, man. We got the once a broad topic, man. The mindset. I need to hear it. I just need to hear
Still
it.
fresh.
Yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot going on that day. I ain't even gonna lie. Huge lot. But I want to start off with uh Zeus first, because you're a speedballer. And
Used to be.
okay. But how long you been doing it though?
I've been playing probably like maybe 17, 18 years now. You know,
Okay.
but the knees ain't as good as they used to be. That's at
Mm,
38, you don't run as good as you used to.
yeah. Damn, 18 years. That's a lot of work put in. And so what was your mindset like? What was the mindset like when you was out there this past Sunday at Once a Brawl event? Because you was the general over there, and you had to really like lock in on like a lot of people. So what was
Yeah.
like your mindset like? What was you going like? Talk to me about the process you was going through.
Well, I mean, over the years, we've done a lot of scenario and those big games. The concept of the big games are it's kind of like how Tyson said everybody got a plan till you get punched in the mouth. So immediately, when you come in with a plan, you never really know what's going to happen till day of. So my approach basically was to play the map how I knew how to play the map, regardless of the numbers.
Yeah.
Which is basically your first strategy. You play the map because if you could dominate the map, everyone else can shoot. Anybody can shoot. Everybody's a killer, but you got to have those tasks, taken care of in the beginning. So that was really my approach, and that's pretty much how we went through the whole game. Um, my main thing was is I wanted everybody to have fun. It was 3 years since OTP had a big game, so that was something everybody was waiting for. And honestly, I mean, I personally had a blast win, lose or
Oh,
draw.
5 years? It was 5 years?
5 years. Yeah.
Damn. 5 years.
Was it
Wow.
five?
Yeah.
Gee.
So when we were drawing this plan up, the last game that happened was, if I'm not mistaken, 2017, 2016 or something, where around that. Like they actually brought up the paperwork and shit like that on what the gameplay was going to be. And that was the
Yeah.
last date that they pulled up. I don't know if it was like they went back too far. They didn't even bother to move up, but 5 years.
Hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the Clone Wars 2 was the last game played, and I think that was played. I want to say 2019. That was December 2019, but I'm not positive. I'd have to check. But I
Yeah.
think that was the last one because the next game that was supposed to come up was supposed to be
Living Dead.
no,
That was
Arkham's
supposed.
Revenge. It was supposed to be Arkham Revenge, and I was actually supposed to command that, and then the COVID happened, and then that was a wrap.
Oh,
Hmm.
for some reason, the conversation was Living Dead. Two people were supposed to command that, and then what ended up happening was COVID.
Yeah,
But apparently, prior to that, there was two other games that didn't happen. Apparently, we already know how business goes down
yeah, yeah,
um, at OGP, but the two games that were supposed to happen prior to that never happened, or something like that. At least
yeah. They
that's the
got
story.
canceled
That's the story I
because of
was getting.
COVID. Yeah, well, they did get canceled with COVID because, like I said, I was supposed to command one, and we were all prepped to go. They thought they was gonna be able to open back up, and then I think it was like maybe March, April, somewhere like that. 'Cause I think the game was scheduled for like April, mid-April. So
Okay.
by March, they told us, they was like it wasn't happening. So
Okay.
that's why I said, so all in all, it was good to get the game back, to get all the players back. I mean, we had people coming from all over. I mean, all over the Northeast. We had teams coming from, Connecticut, New York, Maryland, Delaware, PA, Jersey. Like, so we was expecting like a 200-person game, and it doubled that. So I was happy overall. I'm glad to see us
Definitely,
back, and really it was a trial run. So I think it went well.
That's
definitely
nice.
went well.
Garcia, what's your take on that? Walking through the process as well of your mindset. and went to Brawl?
So for a lot of you that don't know, that was my first time actually being general, and there's you have to go in with a game plan, like Zeus said. If you're not going in with a game plan, you're going in unprepared, which means you're going in prepared to lose. So, I went in with a game plan. I made sure I communicated with my Magfed teams. My EXO, who's a speedballer with the Elite Assassins, shout out to them. Shout out to Mayhem. He did an excellent job with the speedball unit. And the game plan was to go out there and make sure that we controlled the field. And I'm not sure if Zeus, if you saw the post I put up with the game plan on how we were supposed to take over the field, but
Nah.
I put out there, I put out there for our team, and then after the game, I put out the game plans. I leaked it, if you want to say that, where we were supposed to take Mega and then come all the way down. Um, Again, to piggyback off of Zeus, everybody knows how to shoot. Um, it's good to prepare. It's good to make sure that you have your game plan intact. But once you're in the game, things happen. You got to go ahead and readjust. And I say this to everybody that I come across, especially when we're talking like tactics or strategy, right? Strategy is prior to the game. Tactics are during the game. And tactics for us switched up damn near every 30 minutes. When a different mission came about, it was every 30 minutes we had to change game plan. And shout out to Zeus and his red team, because you guys kept us on our toes the entire first half of the game. And it was definitely adrenaline driven, because for me myself, I was like, all right, we're gonna go over there, take this map, and it was like, nah, too many speedballers, too many people firing off that many rounds. We got to go ahead and reorganize, regroup, redo certain things. And I want to say it was downtown, closest to desert. I had ran in there a few times to go ahead and hit the slapstick, and they were ready. They were
Oh yeah.
definitely ready.
Oh yeah. I seen you. We was right there.
Yeah, yeah,
Sir,
y'all were ready. I got lit up. I
I
got
was
lit up,
daring
and I
somebody
was
to
like,
run in
"Oh
that
God
lane.
damn!"
Yes, sir. I was daring somebody running that lane.
No, there was one time I actually ran in the lane, and I didn't get fired upon until I made it probably about 15 feet away from the next bunker in front of
Yeah.
that fucking pylon. Like when I tell you I made it through, I heard somebody say, "Yo, what the fuck? Y'all let him go through that far?" Before one shot got lit off, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming for you." But it
Yeah.
was definitely dope. To go ahead and just say that was the first big game in a long time. 5 years, 3 years, however many years it was, it's been too long to actually count. And to see that there's a big game at OTP was pretty fucking awesome. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I don't really get to play as often, but when I do play, I like to go all out, balls to the wall. If I'm not exhausted, if I'm not coming home to go directly to sleep, it wasn't worth it. But I definitely had fun. Definitely called it, and I'm willing to do it again. Just with of course, certain adjustments that we have that Zeus and I have already spoken about offline,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
we got to go ahead and just make sure we bring the noise, but we also bring the professionalism along with that when it
Yeah.
comes down to ref administration and all that other good stuff. So shout out to everybody that took part in it. Zeus, shout out to you and your squad. Shout out to the blue team again. Thank you guys for showing up, and we can't wait to do it again.
No doubt.
Okay, okay. Now I gotta ask this question. And anybody can go first. The first half, Zeus, you guys was up. You guys was moving, you guys was shooting. You guys was giving us run for our money. Can't lie about that. So walk me through the first half of what strategy you guys was using to really push us back and go up on points.
I mean, the initial plan was a full-on blitz. I mean, from the break, myself, my XO, and everybody else that I seen that was next to me, we
Yeah.
took off sprinting right from the opening. From the opening. So we took our designated spots to, to secure the map. And then as those spots were secured, we just bumped on through to the next one. And that was pretty much what the game plan was. I mean, as Blackout knows, that map is easily manipulated depending on the positions that you hold. So us, in our original insertion for the beginning half of the day, we had the advantage of getting to places like town faster, and getting to AutoZone, but AutoZone really not being a factor, so you just press on to Castle. So we were able to move, pretty much according to plan with the shorter distance. And also at that point, everything was fresh, missions were fresh and all that stuff. But for the most part, it was just a full-on blitz. I was sending 20, 30 guys at a time to one spot, and it worked. So that was pretty much the first half plan.
Okay. Blackout. Walk me through the first half of your mindset and what that was like. Cause I seen you plenty of times by yourself, and I was confused on why is that a general is by himself and he's all the way up front while you have 20 or 30 guys behind you just sitting there. So walk me through that for me.
So for me, my initial game plan was to spread out as much as we possibly could because, again, Zeus hitting everything on the money today. That map or OTP itself can be easily manipulated, and I definitely didn't want to get flanked from the rear coming up from Hyperpipe. Let alone, I didn't want to give up town as fast as everybody saw. When it comes down to it, because he's starting from desert town, we had island, tires, castle, then town. So I had to go ahead and really think like, all right, how am I going to do this? What teams do I have to go ahead and spread out? And what teams can I count on to actually go ahead and manipulate the pushing? So, I believe I had one SOK, fully loaded goons, and NRF go north towards Mega to actually capture Mega and then push down into town to hold that position. Where I had New York Savage Beast, Mercenary One family, and a couple other units go down into Hyperpipe to actually push Castle. Now, as I got that separated, all of my speedballers are going directly through to try to hit town up, so that way we could cause havoc for, the red team and their squads. However, things got a little hectic. I don't know what happened on the initial push. What I do know is tactics changed drastically, and I knew I had people in town that I didn't send to town. Oh, I had people in Mega who I didn't send to Mega. And I had people in Hyperpipe that I didn't send to Hyperpipe. So I was like, you know what? If people are holding their position, let me go ahead and see what I can do as far as seeing what's going on. Where you saw me up front in the first half was in Mega. Mega, I'm going to be honest with you, I had to get the jitters out first. I haven't played in a minute, so I definitely went out there. And the way I see it is if you're the first one on the field, you'd be the last one off the field, and that's pretty much what happened. I was the first one on the field, and I believe I got my first kill while everybody was in Mega. There was a bunker on the rear part of Mega. It's like a mound. It looks like a grenade hatch. And whoever was there, my apologies to you, but I know you guys shot 3 times. 2 in the shoulder, you've been knighted, and then 1 in the head because you didn't want to get out the first time. But I know I hit him up. A couple shots came my way. All of them were bounces. I made sure I turned all the way around for a ref to say, yo, they were bouncing. And when it came down to it, I just made sure I came all the way around Mega. Once I actually got hit, I went all the way back to my respawn, checked out town. And I believe it was Snap who I was with from 1SOK. Shout out to him. We were actually sitting there, and I was quarterbacking for him. Yo, shoot this guy here. He had like 3 headshots, and then after quarterbacking with him, it was pretty dope to see how the team who I've really never played with, I could communicate with them without saying a word. and that was pretty dope for me. You yourself, Wolf, there was a couple times you and I were in the mix, and I didn't say a thing to you, but you knew exactly what it is that I was trying to tell you, just by hand movement and saying, "Yo, look, just wait, they're coming." And as they were coming in, they were getting lit up. So it was dope. I had to be up front just to showcase to my team there was nothing to really be afraid of. Um, we're all going to get hit at some point. Might as well run to the front and see what's up. But that's where it came from with me. That's why I was up front majority of the time.
Always
Okay.
lead from the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna share my take a little bit on this. Because to be honest with you, I wasn't 100% ready for Once a Brawl. Black, I would tell you, I was messed up this like that morning. Like
I
4 or 5
picked up this man. He was hungover.
crazy hungover.
My man was
Crazy
like this.
hungover.
He was like this in the truck riding down.
Yeah, I was
Man.
done, bro. I was done. But going into Winter Brawl, man, the first half for me, I was rocking with shout out to Rude Boy from Muscle K and shout out to Viper from Muscle K. I was rocking with those two guys, and it was really a small team, and we really were just making sure everything was kind of going the proper way, like making sure everyone was doing their job, everyone was moving, everyone was basically in their position. But the problem that I had, and this is kind of where my character kicks in, is when we have a chance to push or we have a chance to take something, we got to do it right away. Because we don't, that's when things get hectic. That's when now you got to double your job and then you got to sit back and you really got to wait to see what's going to happen next. And, kind of piggyback off what Black I was saying, he was up front most of the time and he had the lead. When I saw him by himself, and this is when I learned this in the beginning of the year. Shout out to Wolf Paintball because he actually was putting me on game beginning of this year. He was like, whenever you're with a general, make sure you got his back. Even if it's just you and him, like make sure you guys is rocking. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be times where your general want to move out. He might not even say shit. He might just fucking keep going. He might just, do his thing, have his back. So for me, and this is what I did. I saw him by himself. I said, God, why the fuck is our general up front by himself? I'm like, no, we got to get up there with him. If he's moving, let's move too. You know what I'm saying? We already got Mega. Mega's already cool. Now we got to see what's next plan. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, we started getting shot at somewhere in those woods near Mega. And I can tell that they was pushing towards us, which was cool with me. And I wasn't complaining at all. But I love to see people move. Like, don't just sit back and wait. Like, move. Get to your next spot. You know what I'm saying? Be the next leader. And that's when, like I said, character kicks in. But it's just important for us as leaders, like, because you never know who's watching you. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's looking to see what you're going to do. So I had guys looking at me, see what I was going to do. And knowing me, like, I'm moving. I'm going. Like, I'm bringing a handful of guys with me, and I'm making sure we're making a move. And that's why a lot of people, they fuck what I do because, like, I don't even think. I just go. Like, I don't even try to strategize. I'm like, yo, I'm going. Like, whatever happens, just happen. But just know I got your back. And that's how I look at it from that point of view.
Now, to speak out on that, I mean, I don't know what it was like on the red side. I know there was a couple times that I felt as though I should have ran into you, Zeus. But I don't think
we was very close to each other. I've seen you quite a few times. That's what I said. When we had that battle between town and desert. Yeah, I was one of the people shooting at you when you was trying to run for that flag.
Well, I didn't see you not one in the slightest, and I was more worried about my team than anything. Because again, like Eli said, it was one of those things where it was like I want to say the first half, my guys were playing sloppy and scared. And that's okay because it was like we didn't know what to expect, and I understand that. The initial push was Magfed versus Speedballers. I had a lot of Magfedders versus the Speedball. I don't know how many Magfedders you had. What I do know is it felt like we were going against everybody Speedball.
Yeah, I had more MagFed than I thought I was gonna. I mean, that's about all I can say.
Okay,
Had more than I
well,
thought I was gonna have.
I know for us it was like, all right, we know there's no auto fire, no automatic fire. However, it felt like we were being like chain gun down. Like anytime we would come through a certain area, there was like 6 or 7 speedballers. All you heard was, I was like, yeah, bro, I don't know, I don't know if we want to go down this route, but if we're gonna go out with a bang. We're gonna get shot either or. And those were the times where I was like, all right, bet. But I could tell through my team's eyes or my team's game plan, like it was playing to make sure that we didn't lose our position with Magfetters. Yeah, we don't have that many rounds of speedballers, so a lot of the guys are playing cautious versus aggressive. And it was like, yo, you can't play like that all the time. Play aggressive, take out as many as you possibly can, and then go from there. Even if you don't take out any, expose your target, expose the targets or the opposing team, so that way your teammates can go ahead and take them out just as well as you can. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I can honestly say the first half, my guys are playing a little bit more conservative than what they were aggressive. Um, Second half though, I don't know what happened. It was a wake up call. Once I stated, "Yo, we're down 100 points," it was like, "Oh, nah, we ain't going down with that." And everybody just became animals. Everybody said, "Yo, it's time to feast now." And if we ain't feasting, I don't know what's going on. So it was definitely a good wake up call. I'll say that we got humbled real quick in the first half.
Yeah, it was hectic. I mean, Zeus, your guys, they really did their thing the first half because I was pinned down for a little minute. Shout out to Scorpion and Rocket. You know, we held because we was actually in town. We was in town in a small little bunker, whatever. It was just three of us. They was taking out four guys behind us, and we was sitting there. We're just holding this shit down, but we seen so many speedballers pushing. I said, "Yo, I'm not leaving. Like, we gonna stay right here and we gonna rock out." And as we're rocking out, like they just kept coming, kept coming, kept coming, kept coming. I mean, shots just keep going. Like it's in the mix at this point. It's like, damn, like we about to get fucking flanked. Like we really about to get flanked by like 20 or 30 people. That's how bad it was. But the fact that we stood there and we stood still, and we fought, our way out, which we did, and I'm happy we did because sometimes it takes a leader to like. Sometimes it just takes a leader to like show some type of character, man. Like I'm so big on character because it's like you really have to show out. Like when will you ever show out? When will you ever start to realize like in a moment that you have to make a move? And that's my biggest theory of this conversation. Like when that character kicks in and you don't feel like doing something, but you like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like I'm gonna knock this out. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we was in a position like that, and Rocket would tell you, I mean, he had about what 6, 7 magazines. I had to give him my magazine just for him to stay. And he stayed. He was like, no, I'm staying. You know what I mean? And that's when it just kicks in. Because he could have said, fuck it, I'm out. I have
Oh
more
yeah,
magazine.
no,
That's how it be.
like, keep them extra guns with you if you can.
Hey, that too. But
Yeah,
just your mindset, Zeus. Like, I definitely love the way y'all strategized that first half because that was a wake up call, like Blackout said, for me and the whole MagFed and guys that was over there also was playing speedball with us. That was a wake up call for all of us. So I'm happy that you guys really, showed out that first half.
yeah. I mean, like I said, basically, everybody came. They was ready. They had the energy. So the first half, everybody was pumped and pushing. you know. And I mean, really, everything was going good until like kind of about the break is when I started getting presented with some issues.
Yep.
And then after the break, the issues just kind of continued to happen. So I think it kind of killed the morale. Like I noticed the guys like red and blue were getting a little more at each other's throats um, towards the second half as well. I kind of felt like that's because the refs weren't really intervening and keeping the game clean. So of course, I mean, look, we all out there. You in the middle of shooting, everybody busting back and forth. I mean, who knows who gets hit first? So
Right.
what most of us do, we keep going. We keep shooting. The refs standing there. I mean, that's what they're there for. But there was a couple situations, like even towards the end of the game, me and Blackout were on the side talking, and we're watching the whole thing go down in hyper pipes, and I'm like, it's getting ready to hit the fan, and the refs could have killed it right there. They could have stopped it, but they just didn't really have too much control. So I think the morale was different second half. Yeah, and
Is
I think
that
that's the
is that
reason why.
towards the end of the game? The end,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right
Okay,
at the
the end.
end.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
there. I was right there. I was
yeah, right
right
at the
there when that
end.
happened.
Yeah, and I seen that whole thing just bubbling, and I'm like, the refs could easily have done something about that situation, and they didn't. And for a minute, like I mean, there was a couple guys, they got up in each other's face, like, and that's the last thing we want to see in the game because that's not what we there for. We there to exchange paint, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why I said, I mean, but as far as the efforts of everybody, players on both sides, I mean, like I said, everybody came there to do their job, and like I said, the pushes on both sides were good. The fights at Castle were just crazy. Like the fights at Castle was crazy all day. That one back forth all day. So I mean, like I said, that's why I said, even at the event, overall, I had a blast. It was fun. You know, we could have changed some situations. Things probably would have went a little bit different, but it is what it is. And I think coming back, everyone's gonna have that same energy coming back because of
Yeah.
how much fun this first event was.
Mm.
And I think it's gonna be bigger too next year, probably. If we do this again, I think it's gonna be even bigger.
Yeah, definitely shout to Billy because he stepped in that whole situation and he grabbed the guy mask. He took because the speedball took his mask off, whatever. Billy stepped right in there, grabbed his mask and put on his face immediately because there it was at least like 40 Magfed guys pushing up. I'm not even gonna lie, and I was one of them. Like,
Yeah,
it was that bad. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, we could have definitely escalated all that issues at the end. I feel like it was kind of unnecessary to overshoot somebody. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that Billy stepped in and he kind of just took the ref position at that point, I respect that a lot.
yeah, definitely. I commend players that step in because I mean, you need that level headedness, when it comes to this game.
Yeah,
And the thing is at the end of the day, the refs are the refs, and us as the players, we're the community. So at the end of the day, we do have to stick together, and just like throughout the entire game, when me and Blackout had issues on either side, we were addressing each other. During the game, like we seen something, we talked about it. If it was something we had to check with E, and the reason why, like most people would wonder, like why would you do that when you playing against somebody? It's a competitive thing. And the reason why is because it is competitive. I mean, we trash talk for like 3-4 months. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the thing is, we want it to be good so it can keep happening.
Right.
So if in the situation like when that happened at Hyperpipes, there was a reason why that happened, which some people may or may not know. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. The situation of why that happened is because my ref that was supposed to be my mission ref, when they started the game, he inserted us from Hyperpipe.
right.
And from little did I know, that was not the insertion. That's not what we were supposed to be inserting. So, but we didn't find this out until the end. So halfway through the game, when you guys kept coming into Hyper, my guys were under the impression that we could respawn there. And that's how the
Okay.
whole situation happened. But like
Yeah.
I said, the refs, even after we addressed the refs with that situation, they were still letting people come in there. And that's why the situation continued to happen, because the refs didn't step in and say, hey, this is not the insertion. You got to go back this way. They were letting guys stay there and fight it out, and they shouldn't have been able to be there fighting. I mean, because I personally got into it with a ref because he was telling me, like, you got to go back. And I'm like, why? I'm like, this is where we inserted from. This is where we started from. If they shoot me, I'm in my spawn. You know what I mean? I'm still alive. And little did we know that's not where we were supposed to be, but it was because of misinformation from the officials. So I feel like if they would have been a little bit more professional in that situation, I don't think the 2 hyper pipe incidents would have happened, because we wouldn't have been there fighting it like that in the first place.
I agree, 100%. I agree, 100%. Because even when like a big, even when like a big event like that anyway happens, like it's hard for people to like control all those people. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's when the leaders kick in. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have to know, like that communication got to be there more often. Like a lot of people, they misinterpret that. Like we got to stay on point. Like we got to keep our guys in check. You get what I'm saying? And just shout out to you, man. Definitely, Zeus. Shout out to you for just holding it together. Because it's a lot of people you gotta, control. That's a lot of work.
It is, but I had a lot of help. I had a lot of veteran players on my side. That on rated. Like I didn't have too many comms. I think we had maybe 4 or 5 walkies throughout the whole team.
Yeah.
And basically what it was me, my XO, and then pretty much 3 other guys, and then my law rocket. And that's how we moved around. 4 radios. It didn't take much. So really the communication was in a small group, and then but that's it takes that. If you got a bunch of guys that, like Blackout said, you tell them to go here, they end up there, they're deviating from the plan. Initially it breaks down everything. So when you got good guys with good character, and strong knowledge of what they need to do, it actually makes your job as command a little bit easier. You don't have to do everything. So that's a plus.
So what were some of the battles? What were some of the battles you had to face on the field that you couldn't even get out of, or you had to push your way through, or you had to send this squad over there? Like, talk a little bit more about that too.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say the biggest one. All right, was my mission ref. So in the second half, I got 1 mission out of him the whole second half. So this dude, and I asked Blackout about this. I said, "Yo, is your ref giving you your missions?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "He's giving them to you directly?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "My dude handed them off to random people."
Wow.
My man was literally giving he said, "Oh, I gave it to a guy that had a jersey on." I was like, "Yo, if it ain't this," I was like, "if it is not this jersey," it's like, don't give him nothing. He was giving them to random teams. So that was the biggest thing I had to just like push through and continue to try to dominate the field, because like with the missions, my man, he messed me up that second half bad. So that was one thing. And the other biggest thing was, like I said, that the castle battle.
Yeah.
I don't think that castle stayed the same color for more than a half hour or an hour. Like that thing was constant. And it was just like I didn't want to focus so much energy there. But at the same time, like Blackout knows too, that's a pivotal point on that field. You kind of have to keep that corner there. So we had to push through that. I had to keep pushing guys there, even though I didn't want to, and I think it was the balloon mission at the end, with the snowballs. I couldn't get enough guys to make a push to town because everybody was still trying to fight castle. So, sometimes those are the things that you just kind of, while them guys are doing their thing, I'm trying to grab, 10, 15 guys and let's try to push over here a little bit, do something. And those are the things, that I had to push through. But for the most part, I mean, like I said, it was just try to, the adversity between not having the mission and then like, okay, how are we going to fix these points on field, with taking over the flag. So, but like I said, all in all, you got to keep pushing. You stand still, you get pinned. That's all.
Definitely.
What about you, Blackout? What's your take on that?
The biggest battles for me on my end was Mega, Town, and Castle. Um, like Zeus said, Castle was changing I don't know, like every 30 minutes or something like that. Like every time I was told, yo, we got Castle, 30 minutes later, yo, we lost Castle. It's like, yo, what the fuck? We just had the shit. So
Just add
it was yeah, like Castle was definitely like that pivoting point for us on the blue team when we were on the blue star. The Our first half starting point. Um for the first half, Town and Mega, they had some big battles. I believe when we first initially started, I sent a large group of people towards Mega. Once we captured it, I believe there was fighting going on the borderline. And that apparently that was a big battle that was going on, constant battle. But once we actually won that over, it went into Town. Now Town was tricky because I didn't know they had uptown and downtown. I thought it was just one pillar, one slapstick, and I was like, all right, we should be all right. Once we got uptown, we should be good. Nah, there was a downtown that we had to get that was closest to desert, and I was like, well, this changes the game a hell of a lot. So I know for my guys, it was very, very difficult. I mean, I'm going out there with three 12-round magazines, and I got to make my rounds last. I'm running in the front lines to let people know, yo, it's good. Majority of the time, I was walking on the field. Like my guys were doing a great job at suppressing the red team. However, it was when I got to the points where we had to go ahead and secure certain objectives or secure the zones of uptown, downtown, mega, castle. Securing those zones, all that was difficult as hell. There was not one battle in any of those areas that was easy. And to anybody that says, "Oh, it was easy to capture this," yeah, you were smoking something because
you got there after it was already done.
yeah, like you got there after the push was made and nobody
Yeah.
was really worried about it, or you just that doped up that you just don't remember, or you were drunk, one or the other. Because I know shit like that happens, but I would have to say Town overall was like the biggest battleground. And again, it was that uptown downtown situation that changed it for me because I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I know there was a mission that every mission that we received for every group of players that were coming back. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You three come with me. You guys got a mission personally. And I would send people on missions like, hey, this is your mission. Make sure you get it. And it was pretty dope to just see how people who never really played with each other like perfectly. It was great. It was like molding shit together, something like that. But I got a phone call today from one of the speedballers, Don. Shout out to him. He hit me up like, "Yo, man, I was playing on your team, and I was going to say something to you, but you were giving your hype speech in the beginning of the game, and I didn't want to interrupt that, and I got hyped, and I ended up charging the field right after you gave that speech and they said go." I was like, oh, well, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? But apparently he didn't know what the hell he was doing and he was just lost the entire time on the field. So it was crazy. It was crazy. Shout out to Soup Can for cornering us. Shout out to them motherfuckers because I believe first half, Eli and I were coming up, and as we were exiting our spawn, they were taking us out one by one. I was like, "What the fuck?" And little did we know they were coming up behind in the war torn area, and they
Man,
they were they were taking us out little by little.
that was
I
some
got like three
shit.
knife kills though, three knife
That
kills
was
in tires.
that was some crazy ass shit. Cause you know what? My ultimate plan, cause what it was like what 12, 9 people, some shit like that.
No,
Like
there was about
in
15,
front of
20
us.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, 15, 20 people. There was a
in
large
front
group.
of us. They was in front of us. I'm like, man, I'm about to run down. I'm about to like literally run down on every last one of them. Next thing you know, I start getting shot at from behind. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is shooting me? Like, I'm really looking. I'm like, I don't see nobody shooting at me until I look to my left side behind me. I see at least about 10, 15 guys, speedballers, red on. I said, oh shit. I see it's a rat.
Yeah, I ended
It's a
up
wrap.
running in because again, the gear that I was wearing, a lot of bounces were happening. I don't think people
Yeah,
understand that.
Yeah.
I
yeah, a
don't
lot
think
of
people
bouncing.
understand that. When you go out to play a game like that, come prepared equipment wise and make sure that the shit that you wear, if it hits you, try to get a bounce off. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And shout out to the Assassins Alliance because a lot of our gear is custom made. I was getting hit in the leg, and every time I got hit in the leg, it'll bounce. And the ref that would hand me my missions, I would, am I hit? And I would raise my hand just to make sure like I'm good. And every time I raised my hand, he would come up to me, check me, turn me around like in play, and say I was good. So when I would run down, people were like, yo, but I hit you. I was like, listen, you could check. I'm not hit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
80% of the time, they will point out the hit that they got me after they shot me up close in person. And I believe there's somebody on your squad that had like the red and blue Mighty Ducks logo. Shout out to him because that motherfucker caught me good at Castle. When I say he caught me good, I mean he caught me good. He was in one corner. I was like, got you. And he saw me like he shot me, and I was like, look, I'm clean, I'm coming for you.
Mm.
This man disappeared and ended up behind the castle, shot me in the head. I was like, yeah, that was a tough move. Got you. Ever since then, I was looking for him. Like I had a hit for him personally, and I ain't never seen him again after that. After that one time in Castle.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the quackers. They some hard hitters.
Yeah, they funny as shit. He was specifically funny.
Yeah, I'm about to say me and Garcia had a couple of crazy ass moments. I know the one moment we had that was like some crazy shit. We was actually in town and we had like a whole squad behind us, like with us. Then they was knocking them out one by one. Next thing you know, Garcia picked the spot. I picked a good spot. And mind you, I couldn't even get up because it was like four guys shooting at me every time I poke my head out. So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna just stay in this corner. And if anybody come in, he's gonna get blast. So I changed my shit, and Garcia says I changed my round ball magazine to my first strike magazine. I said he gonna get fucked up today. So and like I said earlier, we was communicating. We wasn't like talking. It was more like like hand movement and everything. Like we was just using all kind of signs. Like yo, they're coming in here. Like get prepared. So mind you, my gun I got is MG100, but it's the AK 3D print. So I actually I folded my stock, and that's what gave me the good leverage. Like anyone couldn't just come in there because if they would have came in there, they would have seen my gun if it was open. If I closed it to a good point where if you came in there, you wasn't going to see me, type shit.
Mm.
So the first guy that came in there, oh man, I shot him. I think I shot him in his dick, man. To be honest with you, I think I shot him in his dick, then I shot him in his chest. All I heard was, "Oh shit! Oh, this shit hurt! Then next thing you know, Garcia jumps up. I think he shoots what? One or two guys? I think two guys, right?
So I believe I jumped the fence.
Yeah.
And when I jumped, I popped one of your guys in the head, and he was like, "Where the fuck did he come from?"
Yeah.
And it was like, "All right, settle down," because they think we're not in here. They thought it was one person in that one building, and
Yeah.
me and Eli can hear them talking like, "Yo, there's nobody in there. No, there's people in there, bro.
They're
There's
having a
nobody
whole
in there."
conversation.
Yo,
Crazy.
they were legit, Zeus. When I tell you, they were there debating, questioning everybody that would come in, get shot, and walk out. Of like, yo, there's nobody in there. How did you get shot? Yo, bro, there's people in there left and right. It was like, yo, that man rule didn't exist because they were
No.
talking to each other, bro, and it was funny as fuck. Like I'm cracking up because I'm like, yo, they don't know we in the shadows, like real shit. You can't see our shadow
Good
because the
shadows.
shadow of the building is
Yeah.
covering us. So we sitting there like tucked in the corner, nice. And every time one person came in, he had him in the front, I had him in the back.
And they was bum rushing in there, like they was really running in there with their gun up, but they never was checking their corners.
Yo, it was hilarious. You had to have been there. I was waiting for you to come in, Zeus, but it was like, yo, I don't hear him, therefore I'm not even worried about him. Whoever comes to this door getting lit the fuck up. Mind you,
Hey, look,
I had
I'll
3
tell you what.
mags.
If I would have seen that happen, I'd have just chucked the frag in there.
Smart man, smart man, smart man. No, that's some smart ass shit. Like
I'd be like, hold up.
you'd have had no choice. you'd have had no choice. Like, man, throw that shit in there, see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
But
Like, look, if I see people going in and coming out dead, look, I'm not gonna be the third one to walk in like, what's going on?
Here's the thing. I think if you would have chucked the frag in there, you had to have been smart on that placement. You couldn't just chuck a frag in there because there was rooms.
Yeah. It had to be.
Mind you, if you chucked it in there and it went behind the wall, like where I was at, there was a wall in front of me and then another room. So if you would have chucked it and it would have went in that room, we would have been safe.
Yeah.
And your mind would have been all fucked up, like, all right, we good now. Nah, motherfucker, go ahead, try me. I would have been sitting there like, all right, I got you.
But fucking, it took about what, 8 people to get in there?
Nah, I counted 15, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Don't say 8. Don't kill my numbers. There was there was 15 kills that came out of there. I know for a fact. Because if you didn't hit him up, I hit him up from the back. It was a prop because they would turn towards him first before they hit me. Mind you, I'm wearing all black in the shadow, and I'm just with a tip X, so I'm a smaller silhouette.
Yeah.
And you know, Eli, he has a AK version of the EMF 100. It's a bigger gun. They would see that first, but by the time they saw it, they couldn't bring their gun to him because by the time they would have brought their gun to him, I'm lighting them up from the back. They're turning around and he's lighting them up from the front. So we had that shit. It was a kill box altogether.
Locked down on lock. But I feel like the smartest thing they could have done was at least check their corners. I'm just being honest. And that's kind of where I love talking about CQB. And a lot of motherfuckers be like, yo, like you know your shit. Because if I know that 3 or 4 or fucking 10 guys got shot, there's no way I'm just gonna march in there like they did. Like, I'm not. There's no way. Like I'm checking that corner, and that was their biggest downfall. So at times somebody came in there because this is what happened. The last guy me and Garcia shot had told, he was like, "Yo, they're in both sides," and we heard him say that shit. I was like, "Oh, here it go." Like I'm just waiting at this point now. I'm like, "Fuck it." Like I'm waiting at this point. So at least the first guy came in there. I got him. He got him. He shot me. Then 2 more guys came in there and shot me. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I'm already hit. But, you know, I walked away. Then I waited for Garcia to come out. I knew he was next. I was like, nah, I gotta talk to the ref about this shit, man. This shit ain't cool. Like, dead people can't talk. And he wanted me to point him out. I'm like, no, you know, just next time, if you're right there, just make sure like you're watching the whole entire thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that always pisses me off. I hate when dead people talk, man.
Yeah.
Cause we could have killed like what, fucking 10, 15 more. I was with it. I was fucking with that.
And that's one of those rules. It's like it's an honor thing because, you know, like when Garcia came and mentioned that to me, you know, my thing was like I personally don't have a problem with it, and it's basically on the factor that it's one of them things that's really out of our control. It's all a thing of honor. And honestly, I mean, the way I look at it is, you know, a lot of guys are they're gonna talk regardless, and knowing that, it's just kind of one of them things. It's like I said, you kind of got to take it how it goes. You know, that's like also like as far as people not calling their hits, like it's an honor system. You know, anybody gets splatted up and duck behind the bunker, come back and they fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly,
I mean, my thing is like the way I play it. I look at it as when you go out, you're not really dead. So you get to walk out and get an assessment of what you just got killed by, and then you come right back. But these guys want to stay in it and then start fights and arguments over who got hit, whatever. To me, like I said, it's an honor thing, you know. And the refs are there to help that honor, but at the same time, if the refs don't know that that's something that is, you know, is a rule, they can't enforce it. And I think a lot of the rules the refs were unaware of, because I mentioned a rocket hit on the castle to one of the refs, and he said, "There's rockets," and I was just like, like when he questioned that there was rockets in the game, I knew he didn't know the rules for it. So, you know, so that's another thing. You know, like you said, you address the ref, telling him about it, but if he don't know that's a thing, he should be standing there anyway to protect the players. If he knows there's two of you guys in the kill box and they're gonna keep flooding it, he should be there to make sure that you guys get a fair play as well. You know, so you know, but that's why I said it does come a lot. It comes down to honor in most cases.
To add to that, I mean, we as players, not just a Magfed player, speedball player, anything like that. We as players just want to ensure that this game is growing, and the best way to do that is to sit there and play fair amongst each other, right? I mean, when we sat there, Eli, and we were creating that kill box for everybody to come into, it was fun and games until that one person spoke, which is cool at some degree, right? At some degree, because believe it or not, we were doing it as well. And when I say we, I mean like blue team. Everybody was doing something that was dishonorable to the game itself. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going.
And I believe this is something that Zeus and I spoke about, that when next year comes and this is decided, and this will possibly be a rematch for myself and Zeus to actually go ahead and rally the troops and get this game going again. I believe we're going to be calling in all team captains to have a better understanding of the rules along with the refs, so that way there is no misconception, with the refs being a little bit more professional than the ones that we had during this game. And not for nothing, shout out to the refs that were doing their part, because, you know, you're going to have 2-3 bad apples in a group. However, when it comes down to it, for those that were doing the job, they kept the game fun, and the battles that were happening that became real big, very dope. It played out very well. Shout out to Ducky as well for actually putting on the jersey. You know, he left the game to put on the jersey to actually make sure the game was being, you know, called split down the middle. So, you know, I just want to put that out there. Us as players, we have to make that difference. We want to go ahead and continue to grow the MagFed scene, the speedball scene, the big game scenario scene. We want to continue to do that. We as players have to go ahead and promote the greatness of the game through honor. And, you know, with Zeus and I believe Zeus is an honorable player. We've never, that was our first time playing against each other, to my understanding. He actually ref during the warfare event, and he sees how we play. I would like to think he thinks we're honorable just as well. But when it comes down to it, you're going to have those that complain, those that are going to speak on the rules, those that are going to break the rules, and those that are going to be dishonorable along the same line. So, you know, shout out to those that actually play the game fair.
Most definitely.
Definitely shout out.
Real quick, let me ask you guys, because if I remember correctly, we didn't do a rules briefing before the game, did we?
We did.
Did we?
We did. Yeah. So I believe E sat up there. It was during the time you and I were putting up the bands. He actually did go over the major part of the ruling, right? Which was, you know, make sure your mask doesn't come off and things like that. And I was paying attention to it, but there were certain things that were missed, like the no scaling. All right, scaling and climbing are two different things in my book.
Who did that?
I did. I scaled.
Because I was like, who the fuck is this climbing over the wall? Like, and guess what? It was you.
But here's the thing: climbing over the wall and scaling the wall are two different things. Because when you scale a wall, you're not climbing over, right? So I scaled the wall but stayed on the same side, whereas Whereas I know the player Taz from New York Savage B, shout out to him. He actually climbed the wall and went over and started taking people out, and that's where I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I make sure like I scale a wall and I get up high enough to where they see me. So that way, if I take them out, they take me out just as well. I'm in the air. There ain't shit I could do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I can't duck in midair. Like if I'm not Mario, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you can't jump and you know what I mean? Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
But you know, I made sure I stayed on one side of that wall. If I was going to get into any side, it was going to be sliding in, it was going to be scaling the wall and then rolling in, or it was just going to be me walking right in to go ahead and get my prize. But you know, I get it. I get where a big there was a big debacle with that. And you know, my fault to anybody that felt as though I did them wrong. I made sure
Yeah.
I didn't do it again. But it's definitely one of those things where, again, scaling and climbing are two different things in my book. So that's my fault.
Yeah. Hey.
I did read the rules though.
He said nothing about no scaling.
I keep it real, man. I'm a parkour, like I used to do
hey,
parkour. So when you scale is
loopholes,
different.
man.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I seen some wild ass shit in fucking Winter Brawl. Like, that's some of the wildest shit I probably ever see ever again. Like, I'll never forget what fucking Blackout did at the end. That shit was crazy. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is he walking towards a ref or what the fuck is Blackout doing? But you know, like me being me, like I'm always cover him. You know what I'm saying? I'm always cover him. I'm always shoot where he's going at. But he was walking on the field at Hyper Pipes, and all I see him do was sprint towards like what 2 or 3 guys,
It was 3 players.
3 players, and
One of
took
them I
all
scared
3
the
out.
fuck out of.
I seen that, and that was crazy.
Like he had no idea. He asked, he was like, "Yo, where did you come from?" I was like, "Side of you," and I walked because I did a Call of Duty slide knife kill, and
I'll be doing
it
that.
was it. Say what?
I'll be doing that shit too again.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what, this is done in the game. You know,
Yeah.
can you do it in real life? And I was like, you know, it can be done. So I ran up. For anybody that was watching me walk, I wasn't walking off the field because I was shot. I was walking because it was like that's what I've been doing the whole game. I was
Yeah.
walking the field, and
Yeah.
when I
You get
noticed
shot a
nobody
lot
was
less when you just casually walking.
right, but
Like
people
people
thought
don't
I
notice
was
that,
dead.
but
People thought I was like the ref, Alex, the ref. He was taking pain. He was like, "Yo, are you dead?" And I'm like, "Fuck no, nobody. Do you see any pain on me?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Watch this," and I started coming up on Hyperpipe, and I noticed the 3 players, and nobody was firing at me. So I was like, "Okay, slide tackle it is, bro." And I just took off. And as I took off, I slide tackled to one, got him out, said you're out, and he was like, "What? Can you do that?" I was like, "Yeah." I got up and then went to the other 2, and right before I tagged the other 2, I got tagged in the back shoulder. And I
yeah.
was like, "Yo, you guys are so lucky." They walked out anyway because it was like, "Yeah, that was too close, bro." And as I walked off, that's when I walked off and started speaking to you, and that's when we saw the push. You and I,
Yeah.
we saw
The
the
fight,
push
yeah.
happen. We were like, "Yo, this is what we got to stop." And I was like, "Yo, that's." I got cursed out by Josh. He's like, "Yo, you're the fucker that started that shit." I was like, "Nah, that
We
wasn't
can't
me,
be mad
bro."
at you about that. If they
Well,
weren't inserting us from there, it wouldn't have happened in the first place.
to be
True.
technical,
That's what I
Blackout
said. Like, yo,
started.
they made that situation happen. They gave us the arena because they left us there. We wasn't supposed to be there. So
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
Josh that's on him and his
yeah.
squad. Well, be mad
Well,
at us.
Josh, you heard it
All right.
first.
Look.
I'm about to say because when I seen Blackout do that, I fucking pushed up, and then once I
Yeah.
pushed up, everyone
Yeah,
just
we'd have
came
did the
from
same thing.
behind me. Though it was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Like I never seen so many people just come from behind me, and was like push, 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 push. Like everybody started pushing, so it was like, yo,
Mhm.
what the fuck is about to happen? Like this shit about to get real. I'm sitting up there. I jumped over a fucking I jumped over something, bro. Like I was jumping over shit. I was shooting, moving. It was motherfuckers shooting me from the woods. I'm like, take them out, take them out. I seen like 20, 30 shots go towards him. Like the shit got crazy. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
It got
Yeah.
ugly.
But I mean, but like I said, look, man, the first half when we made that final push
Yeah.
and we came up on y'all insertion, look, that's why I said, look, I'd have did the same thing, man. They can't be mad at us. That's what we here for.
Right.
Yeah.
When y'all did it to us, I was like, "Oh, we gotta fight, guys! Let's go!" And then I turned around, I ain't have nobody behind me. I was like, "God damn, I got a pistol, bro. This is just drawing."
No, but we were so amped up, man. I'll never forget when this shit was over, and Alex came out of nowhere. He just came out of nowhere, bro. He just put me on video. I just started talking all this crazy shit, like, "Yo, we just fucking slaughtered him." I find Blackout. I'm like, bro, he led this shit. We just finished it. Like the shit got real. Shit was real.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was definitely fun. And it was a brawl. That's what I like. Like it was exactly what we said it was gonna be. It was a brawl. That shit was up in your face. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't know. I know y'all see my homies with the shield, yo. They was in there putting out work.
Bro.
Man, speaking of shields.
Yo.
Oh, the shield guy? Yo, it was him and someone behind him. It was him and somebody behind him with a rifle. Yo,
with the rocket launcher on it.
Yeah, yo,
So that was the one guy that had the radio. He was the rocket launcher on the radio.
He was taking people out, like
man,
fucking them up, and I couldn't do shit about it because all I had was round ball. I couldn't even try to hit him if I wanted to. Like the motherfucker was taking people out with the shield and the gun. Like he was, shit was crazy. Like he was a problem on the field for a while. Big problem.
Yeah. And that's why I said, man, like that's why I liked about it, man. Everybody was just in your face, like it was definitely in your face battle the whole day.
Yeah.
You know.
I just want to go ahead and give a shout out to my man Billy, because at some point this man went out there with a frying pan and an air horn and started scaring the fuck out of people. Like apparently there was like 3 players that caught the air horn and then he bopped them inside the head with a fucking frying pan.
Oh, that's the dude that was like, if they don't go out, then he's like, I'm hitting them with the horn.
That's my boy. That's my boy Billy. That's Serpent Assassin right there, part of the Assassins Alliance. Yo, he was out there doing this thing, man.
Yeah, he was
definitely out there doing this thing, and that was his first time actually coming back.
It fun.
Yeah. Definitely, he had me cracking up when he said he scared me with the horn. He's like, I hit him with this. I'm like, what's that? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, man, I'm out there hitting people with it.
Yeah, I didn't see the frying pan, but like I said, he was like, he's like, they don't go out. He's like, I hit him with the horn. I'm like, damn,
man, like I seen that, and then I seen another cat. He fucking had one of them old ass rifles from the
musket looking John.
Yeah, the M1 Grand. My man running out there like he in World War II.
No, but he was poking motherfucker with that shit. Like he poked at least. Yo, I seen him poke at least 2 or 3 people. I seen my own eyes like poke motherfucker with that shit. Yeah, he was doing this thing. Him and his guy, they was fucking people up with that shit. Shit was crazy, man. One dude ran out there with a fucking knife and a handgun. He had like 9 kills. Like shit was real. Shit got real.
Yeah.
Like
I think for the next Winter Brawl, and I think we Zeus, myself, and of course the person that's going to be considered the game master, I think we have to go ahead and actually take into accountability of how both styles play, because what I notice is that speedballers don't know about coming up and tagging them with the knife, right? They don't know about scaling, and they don't know about certain things like grenades and shit like that.
Yeah.
Whereas
we use grenades in scenario and stuff, but the thing was like in the rules, because like I said something to a ref about that, like so the grenades, I was like, when somebody threw a grenade, it would blow up. He's like, everybody's out. I'm like, well, what's the distance? And he's like, oh, it's 25 feet. I'm like, 25 feet. I'm like, damn, I'm used to like 10 or 15.
Yeah,
so
10 or 15 is like kind
of standard to what I thought. Yeah, he said 25 feet. I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right, well, but yeah, that's definitely there's some of the details we can break down. Because like that was one of the things that a lot of people were saying. They were like, damn, we use smokes when we do woods ball scenario. He was like, yo, these Magfed motherfuckers, man, they just be throwing smokes like just all day, just smoke. Like I was like, yeah, man, buy them by the case.
Man.
Yeah, smoke them if you got them, man.
Shout out to
Yeah.
fucking James, Captain James from 102 New Jersey. He be having all kind of shit, grenades, smokes. He was throwing them motherfuckers at people. Like he was throwing that
Yeah.
shit. Like one smoke, it could hit somebody in the head. No lie. Like he threw
Yeah.
that shit so hard, fuck boy head up, but the smoke blurred everything. Like he couldn't see.
Yeah. Yo, so I gotta ask y'all. Somebody on your squad had like a custom smoke, yo. The John was like, it was big as hell. The shit was burning.
The yellow
One that's
thing.
okay,
Yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Yes, what the fuck? what was that, yo?
Yeah,
I seen him throw that John. I'm like,
That's a long story, bro. My squad.
yeah,
was
that was our
crazy
secret
shit.
weapon. We said, yo, we're gonna smoke y'all out. So they ended up initiating that, and that was I think it was a success. I don't know. I wasn't on the field at that time. I was outside
well,
dealing
I
with
mean, it
something
was
else.
cool. Like I said, it definitely caught everybody's attention, and everybody had kind of had like that wow factor to it. But the wind wasn't quite right for it to actually like ghost, to completely black us out. But
Right.
yeah, when I seen it, because I seen him throw it, and I'm like, hold up, I'm like, that's the biggest smoke grenade I ever seen in my life. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm over here like, I thought they were throwing Molotovs and shit. I'm like, what's going on, man? But yo, I'm gonna have to get with y'all on that. I might need me a custom John from one of these big games down south and bring one of them things out.
That's where you could get it from. You could get it from down south.
Yeah.
I believe it's Folder Gap.
Oh yeah, so
Folder
who
Gap.
makes it?
I believe whoever hosts Folder Gap is where you could get it from.
Okay, I gotta look into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
shit out.
it's a pretty dope prop. I'll say that. But shout out to Juneski and the one that's okay squad from New York, because they came through. They hit me up prior, like for the preparation. It's like, yo, man, we got one. I was like, what? Got one of what? And they sent me the picture. I was like, yo, I gotta make sure that's playable, bro, because I don't know what that is. And when I sent it in to E and Josh, it was like, yeah, we could do something with it. I was like, no, they want to play with it. They don't want you to play with it. They want to play with it. They was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem.
I was like, yo, that's the longest lasting smoke I ever seen in my life, man. That joint was like,
I think it's like 30
4
minutes.
bogeys worth.
Yeah, that's some wild ass.
I think it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, because he had
that was going for a minute. I got shot, came back, and the joint was still smoking.
Yeah, that's some crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's fucking
crazy.
But
see, when I see stuff like that, man, like I like that because like it's a different dynamic to the game. It adds something to it, and that's what keeps. I think, and it's funny because, like I said, the speedball style has come into scenario and woods ball so much. It's another dynamic. So you imagine if you have a team that's built on, teams like Assassins, Lions, one SOK, and then you take these speedball guys and you put them on the same line as them. That's a problem. And so when you got games like for example, Super Game. I don't know if y'all go into Super Game or not, but like Super Game, you mix up all them different types of play types and everything, and it gets wild, and it keeps the game balanced too. Guys just blitzing down on first strikers or first strikers just long balling people and stuff like that. It keeps everything pretty even.
Yeah, I'm about to say they be doing some wild, crazy ass shit. Like fucking, I would say this, like, because a lot of people have been like since fucking Winter Brawl happened, they've been hitting me up like left to right, like, yo, we need to come fuck with y'all. Like, y'all got some crazy ass shit that we never seen before. Like no lie.
People like it.
I just recruited a guy probably like an hour ago. He was at Winter Brawl. He saw how he was moving and shit. He was like, yo, I got some shit. Like, I want to see this shit more often. I'm like, man, I'm trying to fuck with y'all. I said, come on. Come on. But yeah,
when it comes down to it, I got a question for Zeus. Are you coming over to the Magfed side of things, or?
I mean, I play a little Magfed every once in a while. I just never played the ones at OTP. I actually got a Hammer 7.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it's
at.
Word.
Let me know when you're selling that.
Never. And it's still a shotgun too.
It's still a shotgun.
I had the MR5. My fault, wrong gun. I had the MR5 when I first started up, 9 rounds and shit like that, and it was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's the only
That was,
downfall. It is the spider mags are 9 rounds. That's the only downfall.
hmm It was
But
9 rounds, but it was fun as shit to shoot people with. I'll tell you that.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I like the fact that it's a shotgun. So maybe maybe I might come out there one day. You know what I mean? Because see, the thing is when I play with that and I play scenario with other, regular players, having 9 in the mag is a little difficult to be competitive and play. But playing
Yeah.
Magfed, it's a different concept. So you know, I think that'll definitely be something I could probably get away with playing.
I could probably teach you something on that.
Yeah, I'm about to say because
But with that shotgun,
Yeah,
oh, it's
the
got
less
bodies on
rounds
it.
that
Don't
you
worry.
have,
so
the
they
less
got bodies on it.
the less rounds that you have, the more accurate you are and the more aggressive you play.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because you
yeah.
make every round count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You use first strike with it or round ball.
First strike.
First strike, okay, my man. First strikes. Yeah, I was fucking pissed off, man. I didn't have no fucking first strike. I only had like what 16, like 16 first strikes left. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna just use all these then. But yeah, next time I'm using all first strikes.
Jeez. Are y'all watching this game, man?
Yeah, I ain't
It's
gonna
it's
lie,
thirty
man.
four 37.
What?
Y'all
What's the
just
score?
It's
fumbled.
34-37. Eagles
What's
are
the
Cowboys are up right now.
Oh
And y'all
shit.
and y'all just fumbled.
We
Oh
just
nah.
I can't see it. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Nah. I ain't trying. I can't keep missing this game, man.
You said I can't.
Nah, I'm already missing it already.
I've
No,
been
but
watching it the
fucking
whole time.
uh, the last question, fellas.
I
We're
mean,
gonna
it's a
wrap it
close
up.
game.
Yeah, I ain't trying to miss that shit no more. I didn't watch that shit. Zeus, question for you, bro. What encouragement could you give to someone who's watching this podcast who definitely want to tune in and get to know this speedball or even magfest shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you so far seen some shit at Once a Brawl that makes you want to like really do more. So what could you do to somebody who's a beginner? You know what I'm saying, and who looks up to you personally? What advice could you give them?
I mean, first and foremost, it's more than a sport. It's a community, and I think that's the biggest thing of it. Paintball community is monstrous. I mean, like, I'm sure you guys got friends in states all over the place you ain't never been in, but you balled with them at one point. So my first thing would be to someone, I would tell them that it's a family oriented thing. It's organization. It's something that can be a relief. You know, as far as from the normal everyday 9 to 5 going to work. It's a chance to go out and, if you want to call it, be savage, uh, and it's a positive thing because it's something that some people will consider promoting a negativity, but it's in a recreational way to where that it's competitive and it does teach moral values. Like I said, with the honor system as far as rules and everything. Um, I always am adamant about being active, uh, trying to get people out to do new things. You know, my biggest thing is if you're gonna sit on the couch and play Call of Duty, you might as well come out and get some of that. You know, might as well do it for real. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's better for people to be interactive. Um, it's better for them as far as their health, their mind. It's good to meet people, be social. And not only that, like I said, we all here making new friends every day. So it's like any other sport. You come in, you get hooked, and you become part of the community or the family.
Understandable. Definitely respect that. Blackout. Same question posed to you as well.
Um, Same question, same answer as Zeus. I mean, the only thing is, and I would add, and I say this every time I'm on your podcast: come out and play. Don't think about it. Just do it. You know what I mean? It's definitely something that if you're gonna come out, if you're saying, "Hey, I want to try something new," and this is something that's new to you, don't hesitate to do it. Just come out, do it, play. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, at least you tried. You know what I mean? If you end up getting into speedball or magfed, just know that there's people in those communities that you can go ahead and actually learn from. They could be your mentor in the sport, and they could be your mentor outside of the field. Like you can call them up. Like there's a couple people I call up now. We just talk to shoot the shit. Eli, you and I, we sit down and talk, shoot the shit. Zeus,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you and I sit down and talk. And I believe how this whole Winter Brawl thing came about was us discussing something offline. So
Mm-hmm.
things can be created through this sport that we all love and enjoy. Not only that, but we all sat down and said, "Yo, let's just do it." You know what I mean? Let's not just talk about it. Let's be about it. And let's be that representative for this sport. So, shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that's been doing this for some time now, and then shout out to those that are coming into the game brand new and looking to actually meet Garcia, Eli, or Zeus. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Big E for doing this shit for about 45 years?
Dang. It's a lot of work.
Is it 45 years or is it 35? Like, am I tripping?
I don't know. I know it's a minute.
Oh, wait. Shout out to
I know
fucking
he's been in the game for a minute.
Alex. Shout out to Alex too. Alex Snap.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. Shout
Cameraman.
out to all Snap for taking the photos, man. That dude, he's taking the photos. He's representing very well. So shout out to him as well. Shout out to OTP. Shout out to all the fields that are known. Shout out to Coyote. Coyotes out there. They're definitely representing for the team with the magazine. There's a couple people, man. There's a couple teams out there that are doing it real big for us, and I think we just have to continue to support each other. As long as we support each other, we'll be good. Misguided Delusions, anytime y'all need somebody, let me know. I mean, not to play, but to help out. Definitely help, definitely reach out.
No doubt.
Yeah, because next year is looking like it's going to be on a different level for the paintball community in general. So I can't wait, man. I know it's going to be a lot great events coming up. It's going to be a lot of work. So looking forward to doing work with you guys, man. On and off the field. So it's going to be a lot of shit happening.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm excited. I mean, immediately after the game was over, I mean, that same evening, there was guys like, I'm trying to run it back. So, that's why I said, if it's something that we can make happen again, that's cool. And honestly, even if it happens again and they decide they don't want me and Blackout, as command, that's cool, because that just means I got less to do.
Shit, you fucking right, bro. You know how
I mean?
bad I just wanted to go out and just kill shit.
Just play.
No orders, no nothing. Just go out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So, I mean, I think we should definitely push for this and try to see if we can make this thing happen again. Like I said, I had a blast. Like, it was good. And the BYOP thing, man, I think that's really what just had everybody like, I'm in there.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Like for the end of the year, that's perfect, Yeah,
that was great. A lot of people came out, and a lot of people that I haven't even seen before, man. He hit me up left and right, and they're looking forward to just everything next year. Magfed event.
Do we know what the exact numbers were?
I know
I got the number.
I wouldn't know.
What was that?
I mean, I heard it was like 4 something.
So I got 412. So it was 206 against 206.
That's not bad.
So I mean, I believe registered it was 215.
Yeah.
To actually have the numbers increase double, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And shout out to everybody who was promoting the game. Because that's where it really came down to. It came down to who's promoting and who's not. And Zeus, shout out to your squad. Again, y'all did y'all thing. Shout out to the Blue Squad. I mean, yeah, we all did our thing. We made the game come to life. And it was we packed out that parking lot, man. We packed that shit out.
Yeah, and it was definitely packed, 100%.
I know. I got there at like what time did we get there? We got there like what 5:30, 6 o'clock.
I got there about I think 5:45. Yeah, 5:45.
Yeah, we was there, and I was up. I ain't go to sleep the night prior. I was up.
Oh yeah, he was on some shit. I'm talking about like man, he was pumped up, man. He was ready. He was like, hey, they was talking shit, man. I'm pumped up, man. Like, I was talking about playing rap music. Oh, I was like, oh shit. I'm sitting here like my head hurt, man. Like,
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to drink some tea and shit. Like I was like, yo, this is crazy. But no, it was definitely a blast though, 100%. This event definitely did some great numbers. Coming for the next one. Definitely can't wait to share the fit with you, Zeus, for sure. You know, it's looking forward. Definitely be on that same side with you.
Yes, sir.
You know, Blackout, he already know. I mean, we locked in forever. Locked in forever. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I got that phone call, like, yo, I'm outside. All right, get my shit together. We out. You know what I'm saying? We out.
Yeah, definitely.
No questions or nothing. We out. Let's do it.
But definitely check you guys out.
Yeah.
I got to go ahead. It is Christmas Eve, so I got to spend time with the family, of course. Merry Christmas Eve to you guys. Happy holidays.
Definitely.
Likewise.
If I don't hear or see you guys for like the next week and a half, I already know it's family time being given out. So definitely enjoy your time with your family, friends. I don't know about associates, but if you do associates, enjoy your time with them as well. And I'll see you guys on the field next time.
Yes, sir. Let me know about the next Magfed meetup.
Shit, we gotta find that out now.
I got you.
All right.
Well, that's every first Saturday of the month.
Yeah, but
so
it's probably not gonna be on the first, right? Not the first. First
yeah,
Saturday, right?
Not doing
so the holidays.
Yeah, so probably next month.
It ain't gonna be this. Well, I'm going to Poco Loco on next Saturday. So, that is where I'm looking at hosting, Warfare.
Okay.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Shit.
Warfare insertion.
Oh shit.
So be ready.
Oh man.
Be ready. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail.
You gotta talk about that later on. Hey Zeus. No, I'm gonna just wait, man.
Zeus was the ref. Zeus was my ref for the last Warfare.
Oh, that's right. You was there. Yeah. Damn, you was there. That's fucking crazy. You was there. Damn.
So he knows.
Yeah. That was some shit. I ain't gonna lie. Warzone. Warfare was some shit, man. Like, that shit brought the best out of me. Like, it made me who I am today. Just be real with you.
So, that shit brought the best out of everybody, but that's for a different podcast. We'll talk about that
later. I don't want to hold you guys no more, man. We're gonna talk about this another time. But other than that, everybody, enjoy your holidays, man. Shout out to the whole communities. You know, wish y'all the best of love. Always hit me up if you need anything. Other than that, fellas, man, enjoy your holidays. I'm saying love y'all always, man, and stay tuned for the next one. Next year is going to be up.
Check y'all out.
Other than that, Profit Without.